Hi, my name is Megan Felice, and I'm the FEMA team lead on the Colorado Spirit Initiative. Thank you for joining me for today's video on self-compassion and self-forgiveness. Self-compassion is acknowledging that suffering, failure, and imperfection are all part of the shared human experience. And when confronted with these conditions in yourself, instead of approaching them with harsh criticism and judgment, ask yourself, how can I comfort and care for myself in this moment? Self-compassion is treating yourself with the same mercy that you would show someone else that you love. We are our own worst critics, and focusing on what you've done wrong and what you don't like about yourself can create a really negative self-perception that you are a bad person, unworthy of forgiveness, compassion, grace, and mercy. Words matter. Consider how you speak to yourself and the words that you use. Today's discussion question is to think of a time where your internal dialogue and self-criticisms were really, truly horrible. Would you say the same things to a friend who came to you with the same problem? Is there a way that you can turn those words and that internal dialogue into something more positive or even something more realistic? Self-forgiveness is about separating who you are from the mistakes that you've made. Maybe you had to lay off employees who subsequently had to leave the area because of unemployment. Perhaps you succumbed to public pressure and eased up on public health orders prematurely. Maybe you traveled or went out in public when you were asymptomatic, but later tested positive for COVID-19. Have you told a lie that later had bigger implications than you anticipated, or did you downplay someone's physical or mental health conditions to their detriment? These are just some examples to show you that everyone makes mistakes, but allowing yourself to ruminate on those mistakes reinforces feelings of guilt and shame and prevents you from learning from those experiences. Forgiveness is accepting fault and acknowledging that you've caused harm so that you can learn from the experience, apologize, and move on to do better. When accepting responsibility for what you've done wrong, avoid judgment. Look at the facts of the situation and assess what your involvement was. Mercy is the act of showing compassion to someone who we have power over, and there's no one we have more control over than ourselves. Oops. When apologizing, it's important to make it sincere, accept responsibility, admit that you've caused harm, explain why you regret it, and describe how you will make changes so that it doesn't happen again in the future. If you've wronged someone, apologizing to them in person is the best way forward. But if it's not possible for you to apologize to someone in person, writing a letter to them, even if it's something that you never send, can be very cathartic. If you yourself are the one who deserves your own forgiveness, writing that same letter to yourself can also help you to move forward. Some additional self-care tips are to incorporate a practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a practice where you focus with your whole body on one thing at a time. It helps to prevent your thoughts from lingering on negativity because you're really tapping into all of the sensory experiences of whatever activity you are doing. It's helpful to do mindfulness practices with things and routines that you're really familiar with. So maybe it's making a cup of tea or watering your plants, going bird watching or on a hike can always be a great way to tap into mindfulness, as long as you are listening to your whole body sensory experience in that moment. Spending time in nature. Additionally, trying some meditation with some positive affirmations, such as, may I have compassion or mercy on myself. Repeating that with each exhale until it starts to bring comfort. And then challenging negative thoughts and replacing them with positive ones. Thank you so much for joining us today for this video on self-compassion and self-forgiveness, and for participating in this grief workshop. I hope that you found some usefulness in it. And if you are looking to connect with any individuals from Colorado Spirit, do not hesitate to reach out at any time, email, Zoom, text, whatever works best for you. We are here to help. Thank you so much. Have a great day.